another edition of the Dreams into Action podcast, where we review some of the finest records money can buy. Well, the ones we can get our hands on anyway. I'm not quite sure what's going on here, but it feels like some sort of Christian service, hence my hushed and reverential tone.
Hey girl, you know the power to love you, baby, all night long. And when I feel that power inside me, girl, it's like thunder and lightning. I said, baby, I'm getting my soul. Every city, every state, on every street, across every county line.
What is this record, Vic? I must say, it's rather pleasant. It's stirring something inside of me.
Well, Bart, this week's record is an obscure gospel soul gem from 1971. It's called Gettin My Soul by the uncle of soul, Noah Moses.
Ah, a solid double-barreled biblical name, much like my name, Bartholomew, one of Jesus' apostles. According to legend, Bartholomew was skinned alive and beheaded, which I sometimes feel would be preferable to the extortionate business rates I have to pay to the local council every year.
Whatever. Soul music sprung from the African-American communities around the United States, combining elements of blues, gospel, and jazz. So it shouldn't be surprising that many soul singers had names such as Noah, Isaac,
and Beza, as in Barry White. Vic, I can't tell you how refreshing it is for an educated black man with a degree in business administration, such as myself, to be lectured on black musical culture by a white, intergenerational native of Plumstead who left school at 16.
What's ethnicity got to do with it, Bart? Especially when your own knowledge of all forms of music, black or white, is piss poor. Don't you remember that recent conversation about Funkadelic when you asked me if George Clinton was related to Bill Clinton? And my very witty retort that they both had careers in Parliament went right over your head.
Now your lack of education is showing, Vic. Bill Clinton served as the governor of Arkansas and not as a British parliamentarian, so I'm afraid your witty little joke didn't so much go over my head as die on its arse, and it didn't make an ounce of sense. Vic, did you say Noah Moses was the uncle of soul? What does that mean?
Well, Moses Record Company suggested the title as a marketing attempt to write him into the royal family of American soul. In vain, I might add. For example, James Brown was the godfather of soul. Ray Charles was the high priest of soul. Aretha Franklin is widely regarded as the queen of soul. And Marvin Gaye was nicknamed as the prince of soul. He knew how to get it on. When it comes to the UK, however, Paul Young was a mere peasant with no soul to speak of.
That's harsh, Vic. I personally believe that, like Aretha Franklin crossing a desert, Paul Young drips soul from every pore. His interpretation of Wherever I Leave My Hat Is My Home is a bona fide masterclass in blue-eyed soul.
Blue-eyed soul? Wipe your masterclass soul, if you ask me. Anyway, Noah's real name was Marty Ness, and he had an unsuccessful musical career spanning 15 years. He spent the latter half of the 50s singing in a Doo-Wop group called the Strutting Peacocks. Then he went on to play guitar and sing backing vocals for a southern soul group called the Vacillations, who were all cracking vocalists and could never decide on who should be the lead singer. The Vacillations released 7 singles on the Popeye label based in Savannah, Georgia, that are now worthless apart from one, Honey Hold My Hand, from 1966, whose B-side, Gyration Station, is a northern soul monster, worth over £400. Gyration Station, talking about a gyration station.
£400? Why are we not selling that record?
Because we don't have a copy, Bart. Anyway, Marty changed his name in 1970 and signed a contract as a solo artist, releasing Gettin My Soul on the Chicken Wing label in 1971, with Wiggling and Tickling on the flip side. It was a total flop, and that was the last the world heard from Noah Moses until he washed up on the front pages of a couple of southern newspapers after drowning in the flood of New Orleans caused by Hurricane Katrina in 2005. Noah drowns in flood was a particularly insensitive headline they just could not resist.
So Vic, how much is this Noah Moses record worth then?
A whopping 200. Well, that's for a mint copy though, Bart. This one has an awful nasty scratch on the B-side.
But we're not selling the B-side, are we? And in future, Vic, if you're going to describe any of my goods as damaged, I'd appreciate if you told me before we went live on air. So, how much are we asking for this wounded 7-inch single?
Well, I think that £80 is reasonable due to the scratch.
Can you stop accentuating the negative and going on about the bloody scratch? Can't we just say it's in near excellent condition?
Well, we could, Bart, but that would be deeply unethical. We do have a duty to our customers, not to mention the reputation of the shop, to provide fair valuations and competitive pricing. Otherwise, no customer would come near us. But it's your business, Bart. You're supposed to be the savvy entrepreneur after all.
I have that feeling of being skinned alive and beheaded once again, dear listeners. But if charging a mere £80 for a record that's worth £300 is what it takes to sell this absolute gem, then so be it. Talk about a bargain!
I said, baby, I'm getting my soul.